Oregon won the toss. They will receive. Wes Paul's got it teed up. Noah Whittington back deep for the Ducks. Dan Lanning, his 4th year as a head coach at Oregon. Mike Gundy, his 21st year in Stillwater. Let's play ball. And Oregon will bring it out to the 25. There's a flag down as the kick went out in the corner.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
So good field position right off the bat for the Ducks. And Will Stein, the offensive coordinator, said this team will take on his personality, not mine, as he goes. First down from the 35. Whittington, the single setback. Play action, the roll, the throw on the run is complete out to the 41-yard line to Jamari Johnson. A couple of touchdowns in the Big Ten championship last year, and he's just getting started on being one of the great tight ends in the country. On the ground and a big opening. And it's Whittington, and he might take it to the house. Noah is gone. Touchdown, Oregon.
And that's the formation that got him.
Addis Sappington in for the point after. It's good. Atticus Sappington, who just hit the extra point, set to kick away. Sam Jackson will let this one go. And he's in a tough environment here. First down for the Cowboys. On the ground, pickup of about 4 for Freddie Brock. Quick throw, just a little bit in front of his intended receiver, Gavin Freeman, incomplete. And that brings up third down.
That's a big change for this Oklahoma State offensive line. As you look at the man-to-man coverage by Oregon, one of the things you're going to have to do, it's going to be man-to-man. There are guys to make the completion, but you must be accurate. That's the theory of this defense for Oregon. Yeah, there's guys open, but you have to throw the ball accurately. No open zone coverages he's going to be throwing into.
Third down was not a friendly down to the Cowboys a year ago. It was in week 1. They went 10 out of 18 last week. Floors, heavy pressure, ball is tipped, incomplete.
When you get in 3rd and long, you're trying to avoid playing against this Oregon team.
Wes Paul will punt. Gary Bryant fields it on the fair catch right at the 35-yard line. That's where they started their last drive that took them 2 plays to a touchdown. So again, they start at the 35-yard line. Dante Moore in the shotgun. Blitz coming. Oh, what a pickup block. And Moore going deep. He's got a man on the run. DeCorey and Moore will take it. The freshman touchdown. Now the shift as they go for 2. Kenyon Sadiq didn't get there.
They didn't look very good on that one play.
What, the 2-point conversion?
Yeah, no, the play before, the 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the run, the first run. Might have to work on that one.
Okay. So the Cowboys will take it at the 25, now down 13. And we still have more than 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. Their best linebacker, the 2-sport athlete, on the back end, Dylan Thieneman, who came in the portal from Purdue, a 2-time All-Big Ten safety. And no gain for Khalib Hicks on that one.
Light his hair on fire, rush the quarterback. He's a student of the game. Another unforced error for the crowd will go crazy because they count those pre-snap penalties around here.
They sure do.
Number 76, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Second down and 15. 3 wide receivers set for Floors in the gun. They'll keep it on the ground. There's a nice opening. Big hit after a 5-yard pickup by Hicks. Tight end in motion on 3rd and long. Floors will keep him. He's tripped up as he was trying to get ahead of steam, and Tuioti, the other edge rusher, with a shoestring tackle. It's 4th down. And fair catch taken at the 26-yard line. So far, Oregon's had the ball for 52 seconds, and they lead 13-0. Whittington again, a big opener, and tripped up, picked up 12. One more guy, and he'd have been gone again. Marker Robertson's the guy that got the tackle and saved the touchdown, but it is a 1st down for the Ducks at the 39. Here's a counter. Whittington again with a big opener off that side, and he's got 10 or 11 more.
4.540 and block like that when you're attached, you're valuable.
They fake the toss to Jaden Lamar, and now they go back to him with the throw down the sideline, and quickly he picks up about 15 yards. Wow, he's fast. They told us he was.
So here's what you're looking for. Growth from your quarterback. Dante Moore in the pocket that time. Got a flag on the play?
Yep.
Holding. Offense, number 9. 10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Moore, quick sidearm toss to Jay Harris. And Harris. Dante 3 for 3, 73 yards.
Yeah, calm, cool. Why wouldn't you be, though, right?
Yeah, got a lot of good players around you. Here's his 4th throw down the sideline. That one's a little too far out in front of Benson.
Yep.
Speaking of Cam Smith on the coverage, he and his brother Dylan are both in there. Cale Smith, I think, might be 2. That's Smith, and Smith in the secondary for the Cowboys. Moore crossing route, and they're chasing just as slow. And they got him before he got to the 1st down marker, but it's 4th down and short, at least showing that they're going to go for it on 4th down and 4 at the 44. Moore, quick throw, incomplete. No flags, and the Cowboys will take over. Play action, Flores rolls, throws, and got it complete. Nice throw.
I thought he should have just given it to the back right there on 1st down. That was a dangerous throw, throwing across your body to the tight end here, coming out to the outside, going fast, trying to stick it in there. That was close.
Josh Ford, the tight end, caught 10 balls a year ago, and another tough throw. This one's broken up into double coverage.
Dylan
intended for Rigby.
Kind of a stutter move to the outside, trying to get a big play.
2nd down attempt. Flores going to get hammered as he throws, incomplete. Almost picked off, and he paid the price throwing that one. And they're going to pin their ears back on this one. Flores trying to get through the traffic, and he's going to be run down from behind by Tuioti.
Running attack from the quarterback that he does not have.
So West Paul will punt again. Trying to pin this one down inside the 5. Oh, 1 yard too much.
I know. Actually, really good coverage by Oklahoma State that time. 1 yard less, as Ness told you, that would have been perfect.
And now they're facing the number 6 team in the country and the defending Big Ten champions, who are off to a hot start, and so is this guy, Whittington, almost 10 more yards.
Yeah.
It's just that when our young guys got here, we didn't know how good they were, including the old guy who's back in Whittington. And a flag down. It'll be a false start on Oregon. That'll be their first penalty.
Yeah, the good thing about that, though, for Oregon is, they go 4 or 5 deep at running back, competitive, but it's a 16-game schedule.
Offense, not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
He'll get the call on the counter, and here he goes. Down the sideline. He might take it the distance. All the way down to the 23. Sam Jackson finally brought him down.
Watch the center right there, get the key block to start it. The other side, but watch as Lamar comes out high and tight. Look at that football, high and tight, well coached.
53-yard pickup, right back to the air. Dacorian Moore, number 1. Coming back across the formation. Here's an end around. Sadiq got the block.
Jeez, man.
Easy walk-in touchdown, Dare Hill. Everybody in close. Dante Moore. Throws.
It's going to be a motion penalty. Sadiq did not get down long enough. He didn't get in his stance. You can see Dan Lanning's upset. It's the little things. A fortunate Oregon got away with it on the touchdown pass to Dacorian Moore, but this time got down. That's a little bit the quarterback too. When you know there's a shift, you got to wait. Wait for everybody to get in there, and he snaps the ball right as he gets the two. Actually, it's actually really like two
shift.
guys.
Offense, 2 players in motion. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
And the kick is up and good. Making a statement early. That last drive, 80 yards in 4 plays, including the 19-yard touchdown run. Zane Flores in the shotgun, and they'll keep it on the ground, and about a 3-yard play for Rodney Fields.
Misdirection. Watch how it works here if you do it right. Faking one way, the whole Oklahoma State defense is on the left side of the hash right there, and the ball's going right. They got problems.
Third down and 2. And trying to get the first down, coming up about a yard shy is Fields again at the 34-yard line on a short field.
I like this. They can't stop him anyway. You might as well try to keep the ball.
Flores, I think he got it. You look at the official, they're going to give it to him. Trying to get to the edge, and about 3 yards for Fields. Here comes a blitz off the corner. Flores goes that way with the ball. Complete, and decent pickup for Gavin Freeman.
Yeah, you're trying to get one-on-one plays out there. At least get your athletes in space. But right now, the Oregon athletes are making those tackles. I think it was Kennedy again making the play.
Yep.
Uh-oh, that wasn't right. Crowd's going to cheer for themselves. Another pre-snap penalty.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Steve Barron, our referee from the Big 12. Flores rolls to throw if he can get rid of it in time. And got it to a wide open man in the middle of the field. And a first down at the 29. Back to the ground. Howland this time, and he's got a good gain down to the 22. Second down and 3. And another first down run by Howland.
Yeah, good zone blocking by that Cowboy offensive line.
Got a penalty marker down as we start the second quarter.
False start. Offense, number 24. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And they're at the 23 of Oregon. Howland, who had the penalty, is going to get that 5 and about 5 more back. Tough run.
Yeah, nice counter design again.
They had Derek Harmon last year, who ended up going in the first round of the NFL draft. They're going to keep running it until they can stop him. Howland got it down around the 11-yard line. Howland in the Wildcat, the Wild Cowboy, and he's got it. First down.
Yeah, on balance right. Everybody's to the right side.
Flores lost a yard, maybe more.
Watch the quickness of Tatum Tuioti that time.
Second down and goal outside the 6 now. To the end zone with a throw. Almost
Good
a one-handed
coverage.
catch. Broken up. Third down and goal. Flores flushed. Has to just throw up a prayer to the sideline. Incomplete, out of bounds. It's fourth down. From 23 yards out. And he's got it up, and the Cowboys are on the board. Noah Whittington back deep. And he'll just let this one field it at the 3 with a fair catch. There's Will, and he doesn't like that whistle.
False start. Offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Dante, the throw on the crossing route. Man wide open on the run is Kenyon Sadiq. Pick up a 26 out to the 46. Now back to the ground game to Jay Harris. And Harris picked up about 3.
Oh,
and he breaks the tackle.
That'll get noticed.
It'll be Lamar, the single setback. And he gets the carry and the first down. First down at the 42. Dante Moore, plenty of time, deep, got a man on the run, touchdown. Benson for the score.
My goodness, what a throw.
And Sam Jackson's going to take a crack at this one from the 5-yard line. Only got it out around the 18.
Were they calling an illegal shift on Oregon that time? That's been something they've talked about.
False start. Offense, number 17.
Yep.
5-yard penalty. First down.
Back to Howland with a stiff arm. He's not going to get away, though. Brought down by Ashton Porter. And it's third down and long.
Yeah, here's where you got to be careful if you're Oklahoma State. Young quarterback, big pass rush, third and long. Try to do too much here. They could change the clock, the scoreboard the wrong direction.
Yeah. Crowd getting loud on 3rd and 13.
I think it was movement by Oklahoma State there.
Another false start.
Yep.
The crowd can take another bow.
False start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
3rd and 18.
Yeah, draw play, not surprised.
And they got it back out to the 20 with Freddie Brock. And they'll have to punt. And Gary Bryant still waiting to return one. Won't have a shot at this one either. Fair catch. And around the 37-yard line.
You think we can only throw to the right? You think we can only throw short? Here you go.
Here's an end around flea flicker. Moore goes right back to the left side.
Man,
a convoy in front of Gary Bryant. Gary Bryant. Sidearm throw out in the flat. And that's to Gary Bryant.
Yeah, and that was an RPO right there. You're reading the play. Dante Moore decides he can either run the counter or give it to the outside. He's got the ball in his hand.
Officials
he makes the choice.
For an injured defensive player.
Guy that was in on the stop making the tackle was the one that's shaken up on the play. That's Cam Smith at the 28 of the Cowboys. They're going to blitz. Dante Moore got around the first man, fires to the sideline out of bounds, and he'll bring up third down.
Yeah, I think for sure Dante Moore thought his receiver was going to run a stop to the outside there.
Kenyon Sadiq's in the backfield. Third down and 3. And he's going on a draw, and he got there. First down for the Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, who played and starred here at Oregon. End around. Decorian Moore. Look at the wheels. And did he get there? Touchdown.
I mean, this guy's got elite speed. How about his speed?
Man.
When he turned it on, I mean, true freshman, that
happened in a hurry.
On balanced left motion, you get an extra blocker over there, and everyone does their job. The two tight ends, the wide receiver.
Sort of looked like they had an angle, but he just outran that angle.
Yep.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
It's going to be close. It could go either way.
Brad Van Vark is our replay official. And Steve Barron's going to get under the hood, put on the headset. So we'll take another look at what we think, if confirmed, is a 24-yard touchdown by one of the highest recruited wide receivers in a long time.
And he's got that Jeremiah size, too. Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State size and body strength. I mean, he looks older than his high school playing days just 1 year ago. So here's the problem. He might not have made it, but what evidence do you have to overturn it?
That's exactly right. If it's a rushing touchdown, it's 208 yards rushing so far with 3 scores today for the Ducks on the ground in the first half. That still has 5:46 to go.
Yeah, and total offense approaching 400.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown is upheld.
So the freshman's got his second of the day. One in the air, one on the ground. Sappington in for the point after. Up and good. And that last drive was 5 plays, 63 yards in just over 2 minutes. Zane Flores in the shotgun. Going to throw to the outside, a little bit low, but caught. And closing in a hurry is the Duck defense.
Yeah, that was Dylan Thieneman running. I recognize it from his Purdue days.
And he was a deep safety at Purdue, playing a little bit different here.
There he is again.
There he is again.
He's playing that rover spot. He's got some help this time.
Flores throws knocked down. Beautiful defensive play by Dalen Austin.
Yep. Oh, nice punt.
Fair catch. Taken by Gary Bryant. So Oregon's offense right back on the field at the 24.
Oh, nice play.
Jordan Davison carrying that time, brought down no gain.
Yeah, that was Brian McCoy, number 5, the inside linebacker from Akron. We saw him a year ago when we did that Ohio State game. Made 14 tackles last week. This time he's up there, he's reacting. Sadiq, I think, is supposed to block him, but he comes underneath to make the play.
And Brian had 120 tackles last year for Akron, second team All-MAC. On a slant. Oh, man, big hit. A yard short of the first down is Justice Lowe. And again, that was Brian McCoy.
Well, sometimes you don't get a lot of opportunities to hit people, but when you do, if you make it count, it feels good.
Oh, he definitely got a hit in.
Went over the top that time. That was great effort by this Oklahoma State defense on that short yardage play.
Makai Hughes joins the backfield and gets the call. Oh, big collision again. Second down and 3. And it's going to be a first down run for Jay Harris as they continue to use different backs, and all have been effective as we work our way down to the 2-minute timeout. Moore sidearms it out, complete on the run. Jeremiah McClellan, who Gary just talked about, now he's getting the rock.
How smart is that if you're a play caller? So now you show the film to everybody. As Ness said, you block, you get the rock. Well, that's exactly what happened on this one. They said, here you go. You did what we asked you. Now we'll let you do what you can do and why we recruited you.
Another 25-yard pickup.
How cool is this, Dante?
It's been something else. He's going to go deep again. Got a man out there, just overshot his intended receiver, and that was Jeremiah McClellan again. From the 29. Second down and 10, spinning and losing a couple yards, Jaden Lamar. They keep it on the ground, does Oregon, and the run got him to the 22-yard line to Lamar. And that's where it'll be fourth down, but it's fourth down at about 2.5, maybe 3. Which I would think they're going for it. And they will go on fourth down and 3. Moore over the middle, completes it. And it's a first down to Cooper Perry. Let's see how this throw goes. If he throws. He's going to run this one. And he's got it down to the 5-yard line. He said, I'm a pocket passer. I'm not crazy about running, but he had a good choice there on the 11th play of the drive.
He took a hard hit here right on the knee, too.
First and goal at the 5. 16 seconds till halftime. They keep it on the ground. Pushing forward. Touchdown. Jaden Lamar. 7 first-half possessions. 6 touchdowns. And they failed on a fourth down. That's about the only thing that hasn't gone perfectly. And the Cowboys will just keep it on the ground. Caleb Hicks.
When he originally hits the turf with his forehead.
And then the ankle and lower leg gets rolled up on by the defensive tackle. And the Ducks, he's walking okay.
Yep.
Oklahoma State will receive the second half kickoff.
And he didn't have to go into the tent. The doctor would have put him in there if he was dazed. So I think that might be good news for Oregon.
Big first half for number 5. As they lead 41-3 at the start of the third quarter. The Cowboys will receive the second half kick. And they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line.
Oh, and he was watching going, I don't think we can match up with these guys.
Yeah, so far they have not. They're coming up throwing on the first play and almost dropping one in. It's incomplete. It was intended for Christian Fitzpatrick as we check in with Jenny.
Well, guys, at the end of the first half, Dante Moore had a 337-pound D tackle. Demarion Thomas land on his left leg. He also appeared to hit his head on the ground. I asked Dan Lanning about Moore's status. He said he's completely fine. No matter what happens, when a guy gets hurt, he makes sure to be on top of it. He's good to go. But Coach Lanning did tell me that we should expect to see some new faces after the first drive here today.
All right, Jenny, thank you. And on the run is Caleb Hicks. Flores throws into some traffic. It's complete, but it's not good enough for the first down. Westfall's been a busy punter. And trying to get Oregon's players out of the way so nobody touches it as it rolls around at the 37, 38-yard line. There you see his numbers, 13 out of 17, 235. And he goes to work on the ground. Here to start the third quarter, Jay Harris on the carry. Throwback, incomplete. Jay Harris, intended receiver. And a pickup of about 2 for Jay Harris. And a nice throw there, complete to first down, and it's Kenyon Sadiq.
Well, he just has a beautiful delivery.
Lamar, nice stiff arm. Jaden Lamar. Jay Harris to the 15, and a pile up there. Ryan McCoy makes another tackle. Harris again. I'll bring up third down and a couple, maybe 3. And we got a duck down. I think it's Alex Harkey.
It is.
The right tackle. On a third down, long 2. Moore fires to the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Gary Bryant. Do have a flag down.
Holding, defense, number 5. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Gage Hurrick is in for the point after, as we are going to the backup kicker. And he's got it right down the middle. From the 1-yard line, Sam Jackson, and he's not going to make it to the 15. This is only the second time these two teams have played. The last time was a bowl game. Flores try to step around the pressure and can't get away from Tuioti. And not many guys can. Third down and a bunch. Zane Flores throws complete. Going to be short of the first down out to the 19-yard line. Shamar Rigby with a catch. Wes Paul's legs got to be getting sore. Bryant with the catch at the 45. Has not attempted a pass so far in his career until right now. And it's a streak on the sideline. It looked like there was a holding there, but I guess not. Incomplete.
Yeah, I think they called it. Yeah, I think they did.
Well,
Ball might have not been catchable, but they caught him grabbing the jersey right there with his left hand.
Holding, defense number 10. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Cale Smith, the guilty party with the pull on the shoulder pad and the jersey. And so an automatic first down on the first pass from Moga.
Alex Markey, good to see him back in the game, number 71 at that right tackle spot.
Jordan Davison in at tailback. And he'll get the carry. And puts his head down and barrels for about 5. 2 setbacks. Hill and Davison, and whistle stop play and a flag.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Alex maybe should have stayed out. False start. To Moga's right, and now in motion out of the backfield. He's going to throw it on a screen to the inside to Cooper Perry.
Cute play, wasn't it?
Back to Hughes. And everybody just assumed when Mekhi Hughes got here that he was going to be like the featured back, but Whittington held his ground. Hughes had such a big season last year at Tulane, over 1,400 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns.
I mean, if Oregon needs practice, they need practice in punting. But I don't know. Are they going to try a field goal instead, aren't they?
They are. Sappington's out there.
Yep. What, 57 yards?
That's what it'll be. 57. He hit from 62 in a scrimmage in the spring, but this isn't a scrimmage. Well, some people are going to look at the score and think it is. And whistle stops this one. Flag down.
Dan's going, what's taking you so long?
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah.
No, Dan said I called timeout. No, I called timeout, he said.
And he did.
Prior to the delay of game, Oregon called the first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And he didn't line it up quite well enough. Wide right, and they're going to bring it out of the end zone. And the return man is Parker Robertson. Zane Flores making his first start, keeps it on the ground to Caleb Hicks. Hicks got about a yard. Hicks with Flores in the shotgun. This time he pulls it and throws, complete, and a first down out to the 30. Got it to Fitzpatrick.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot. 2nd down.
So Bob Schick, the left guard, downfield, and that'll negate that first down.
So obviously this was one of those RPOs, and Schick is pushing his man, the linebacker, and he just continues to chase him, and the ball wasn't thrown in time.
So back to 2nd down and long. Empty set. Flores looks left the whole way, had it batted up in the air, knocked down by Ashton Porter. And they won't try it. They'll keep it on the ground.
Yeah, well, Oklahoma State has only had one play longer than 14 yards, and that was on that 3rd and long.
Pretty sure West Paul didn't want to punt this many times today. Gary Bryant, their catch at the 45-yard line. Excellent field position right where they started their last series. Luke Moga at the controls at quarterback with Dante Moore's day done. Moga rolls and throws wide open. Jeremiah McClellan made a man miss a stiff arm, and he's got it all the way down to the 2-yard line. And Hughes got it closer, but not in yet. And Davison the tail.
Yeah, they're big all over. They've got 7 offensive linemen in the game.
2nd and goal at the 1. And an easy touchdown, Jordan Davison from a yard. Oklahoma State out to the 25. 4 wideouts for Zane Flores, and they'll empty the backfield. And he threw it right to the Ducks. And it's going to be a touchdown for Jerry Mixon. And now Hurrick will make it 62-3. Second down at 7 from the 28. Brock at the floors, and he did it again. Threw it away for another pick six. This one's Peyton Woodyard. Herrick, point after is good. Third kickoff return in the last 50 seconds. That's not a good sign. And they're going to bring it out from about 4 yards deep and only get to the 13-yard line by Kobe Foreman. This is a Route 66 right now. They're up 66.
We did notice Zane Flores back in there. We just, I don't know. It doesn't make any difference, right?
Right.
I don't think they're going to be throwing any more passes.
They're certainly not going to lose their spot at number 6, the Ducks. We'll see if they move up in the rankings next week. And Luke Moga takes it all the way back into Cowboy territory.
Your mom and I are best buddies now.
They really are. Surprised you two didn't go out dancing.
Well, she's 88 years old and she did an aerobic class in the morning while I was sleeping.
Full start. Offense, number 83, 5-yard penalty, second down.
But it's worked out for everybody.
I said to Will, the calls are going to start coming because Dan Lanning was a very young guy when he got a head coaching job. And he said, yeah, but right now, it's a pretty good spot. Yeah, and I would say so. Moga threw it behind his intended receiver, Jeremiah McClellan. And it will bring up a 4th down. Are we going to finally see an Oregon?
Oh, no way I'm punting.
Okay.
Oregon hasn't punted all year. I wouldn't do it now, would you?
No, not really. I just was wondering.
Oh, they're gonna.
Well, they got to see what James Ferguson, Reynolds, or Ross James can do.
They need to practice.
They need to practice. You can't just get it all on the practice field. And so this one will be James Ferguson Reynolds, his opening kick of the year. Last year, averaged about 43.5 a boot. And at the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter, we see, barring a fake, our first Oregon punt of the season.
Pooched it.
And dropped it down to the 5. That's just how you do it. So successful punt. He's fired up. He should be. Flores still in there. Quarterback giving it off to Rodney Fields. And trying to break tackles is Rodney Fields. But it's still going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
If I throw, I'm throwing deep. I'm not going to throw a slant pass.
Not the flat. It's complete and close to
first down.
Yep. And Fields, tough run. Flores going to keep it himself. Not going to get there. Lost a couple. He's already scored as a receiver and a runner. He backpedals to take the ball at the 20 as a punt returner. Don't let him get the corner if you know what's good for you. He got the corner, but he's going to run out of real estate. And still got about a 14-yard return out of it. Look out.
Oh,
Thomas
man.
leveled as he got rid of the ball and the helmet came off and everything.
Offside, defense number 17. 5-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot. 3rd down.
Brock from nearby Sheldon High School, same high school as Justin Herbert. And he's going to try to run out of trouble here, and he'll go down. It'll be 4th down. And we will see our second duck punt of the year. Fair catch. Taken around the 29-yard line. Couple yard gain for Hicks. And he was almost perfect. He threw a couple of passes away. The rest were beauties. Caleb Hicks on the carry. That's where this whole week started, with Mike Gundy talking about Oregon having a lot more resources money-wise. Dan Lanning had the answer, and the best part of his answer was, we spend to win.
Yeah. Do that. I have no idea.
Nice tough run by Hicks. And there might be only one more snap left in this one.
You know, if you want to play football, it's right in front of us. Let's flush this away and let's go play.
And Hicks cuts it to the outside to get a 1st down. Stratton brought him down, and let's see if that's going to do it. Final play of the game. And Hicks got about a yard, and that's it. A resounding win for the number 6 team in the country. They might move up a spot with this performance today.